All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome back. We got Wars 7, 8, and 9. Finally getting around to making this video. I was on a long road trip. I just got back. So yeah, we're doing it now. Going up against PBT, Sålty, and DSVG. I think the second war I only had 2 fights, and the third war here, I mean, Kabam botched it, so it doesn't mean anything. But I still, you know, I didn't huge boost, but I still boosted, and I did my fights. So I figured I'd just throw them on here anyway. We're going to get right into this then. First, our first alliance, our first opponent here, PBT. I got, let's see, Titania. I think we're going up against Longshot, I believe it was, on Longshot, and I think Man Thing on 2A. And Longshot is pretty much neutered against anyone that's buff immune. So, you know, I went and threw the 8% green on here. She doesn't, honestly, like, the more I use Titania, she doesn't need science boosts at all. I mean, it's cool to have, but, you know, you're not getting your damage from your specials. The level 3, it does some damage. It's not huge or anything, but mainly it's the follow-up after the level 3 is where the damage comes from, all those debuffs. So anyway, this is pretty standard Titania here. Don't parry on this node and open heavy. The regen boost, though, I did find a really good use for the regen boost. They work great for Titania because she doesn't need an L1 start. The vulnerability is essentially useless because she has, you know, reoccurring invulnerability, indestructible, unblockable. So yeah, like, unless you play, you know, your approach is to go super defensive with Titania, then okay, there's an argument for invulnerability. But apart from that, it's pretty useless. L1 start, same thing. You know, her damage doesn't come from her specials. You know, so yeah, down he goes. You know, super offensive, get right in that ass, and that's it. You know. But yeah, so regen boost, it can carry over, you know, at least 2 fights. The regen boosts are pretty much useless for, you know, anyone in high level war. And even if not, they just don't give a lot of health back. And, you know, generally, if you're using a gray boost, it's invulnerability or L1 start. So, but yeah, regen boost is good for Titania. So yep, open heavy here. We're gonna go ahead and pursue, rush down with the medium here, just stay right in his face. You know, bait these slow ass level 1s out of Man Thing. Right here, I think it just gets smacked because I go for a parry, and you know that thing is slow. So if you hit the face, it happens. It doesn't really matter. One thing with Titania that I like to do, and I kind of try to encourage others, you know, as I learn and get more proficient with her, is like when you go in for combos, right? And you either have Haymaker ready, or it you know, comes off cooldown, you know, during your combo. If they're below a bar of power, I like to go like, you know, 1, 2, 3, even 4 hit combo, and if I like to stop short if they're below a bar of power and I have Haymaker ready, because you stop short and you just roll right into a heavy and they can't do anything, you know, and it's a knockdown, so you get you get more damage from that heavy. If you know, even if they dex out, right, you still got Haymakers active, so you can still pursue with your, you know, indestructible, invulnerability, and your unblockable. So yeah, I think that's a good tactic, and it helps with, like, especially if, you know, pre-fights like Mr. Fantastic. I really think, you know, and I have him on my team here because I had the opportunity to bring a synergy partner, right, for Titania or iDoom, you know, and I do. I mean, I have Mr. Fantastic who's a great synergy partner for iDoom. Doesn't apply at all. The synergy benefit is not going to apply at all in this match because I'm using iDoom for Bishop on Polka Dot. So I don't use any specials at all anyway. And that synergy is specifically for increasing damage on his level 2. But really, I didn't even do it for that. I brought it because that combat power rate pre-fight is, I kind of think it's better than any of the synergies that you could give Titania. And she's got some solid synergies, but that combat power rate is huge because it allows you to get more heavies in and more hits in general with her, when she's in Haymaker, because they're below a bar of power more often and for longer. So yeah, I think this Fantastic is probably her best synergy, right? If you have an opportunity for a synergy slot. But yeah, like, so yeah, just bodying this guy. He takes longer. Obviously, this would have been a lot, not a lot, but quicker if you have the opportunity to bring the power state synergy. But yeah, she handles this just fine. It's safe. Almost no health loss. He can't really do anything. I think you can get ruptures on you somehow with Titania, even though she's buff immune. I don't know specifically how, but I think you have to get hit a lot, maybe take a level 3 or something. Like it's hard to get ruptures on you. And even when I played terribly, more or less intentionally trying to get ruptures, not in war. This is just practice and whatever else you do or something. You have to get hit a lot, and you pretty much have to try to get ruptures on you. So it's a non-issue. So yeah, we're gonna roll into these. I had 2 fights. I think this is the Bishop fight this war. So we got Apoc, and then we got Bishop. So this is, you don't need anything. You don't want a pre-fight combat power rate pre-fight. You can use Petrify. Petrify's probably fine, because it's gonna reduce the healing on if you get these energy vulnerability debuffs, and then his shock. It'll reduce willpower heals and all that. But ultimately, you don't need any pre-fights. Yeah, he just drops like potatoes. And that's it, right? This Bishop fight, I think I do. Is this Mojo next? I think it's Mojo. Can't remember. Yeah. Titania for this Mojo. We'll do this one first, and then we'll get to Bishop. Yeah, Mojo, he's a chump, Titania literally counters anything that could harm you in his kit. Like, I think you could still get degen if... I don't know exactly how. Maybe... No, I don't know exactly, because, like, say it says stun opponent and you stun him, then he goes into his mode where he's got a little poison icon, but I still don't think you get degened. I think off the L2, you get degened off the L2 if you get hit by it. Maybe the L3. But ultimately, like, apart from that, you're playing normal. You just play normal. And the thing I think, Titania has a lot of stuff to learn, but I think one of the cool things about her is that she's great for like a stun immune type of node, where either you can't stun, or they're stun immune, because she's got Haymakers. She always has those openings, Yeah, so I think that she does really, really well against stun immune nodes opponents. But yeah, this is pretty sure I had a combat power right here. We're just going into the L3 chair. Let's get this chair. Oh yeah, forgot. Mojo has this weird screwy level 3 animation. You could still follow up with Haymakers after this, but I think he throws a level 1 here, if I remember correctly. Right here, boom. Yeah. Okay, pursue. Blah blah blah. Yeah. So, Titania. She's definitely, she's quickly becoming She-Hulk 2.0. So yeah, now I'm pretty sure we got Bishop now. I dropped at 8% tech boost, special tech boost. Useless. I don't use one special in this. It was one of those. I think I've only taken this node twice. I took an Iceman here in off season with iDoom. Yeah, with iDoom. But apart from that, I've only taken this node twice with Bishop on it, using iDoom. Should have referenced my previous video, because I'm almost certain I didn't even get a special or use a special in that one either. But I threw it on there. It is what it is. Just throw that loyalty right out the window. This was tricky though. Right, it's coming up. Right when he gets to a bar of power, it's like Man, this is like some Matrix crap, right here. Chick, you see it? You see it?
Oh, deja vu.
The damn, it's like the AI glitched.
What is it?
A deja vu is usually a glitch in the Matrix. It happens when they change something.
Literally like that black cat in the Matrix. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I hold block and it glitches and it's like, the BAM's like, nope, AI, fire level 1 no matter what. And he does that, you know, you can see in this, like, he does it a lot. I think he does another level 1. Oh, yeah, right here. Just. But I quickly adjusted and realized that, you know, if he has a shock on him, it's going to be unblockable. And I also did another dumb. So I had max inequity, right, for all the previous fights for Titania. And I don't remember, I think I turned it off after Rintrah. Because I'm like, and this is why you got to re-reference your old vids, guys. I'm like, oh, well, yeah, I don't need inequity. Because I had resonate with inequity. I was like, well, I don't want to have resonate, you know, because Bishop, I don't want to just basically give him free willpower hits. You know, I don't want to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and, you know, remove all my defensive masteries to remove resonate. And then I was like, well, I don't want to respec inequity because I don't need it. He doesn't need it. Well, I mean, I didn't need it. You know, I solo here and it was pretty clean, you know, minus the 10 hits to the face, but like, you know, it was a confident fight. There was no real risk here. Just don't parry, right? But you could clearly see that all these freaking energy vulnerability debuffs are in fact debuffs. So yes, he would get a huge benefit from inequity, maximum benefit, to be honest. So yeah, that was dumb, but yeah. So lesson learned there. If you're going up against an opponent with iDoom that, you know, is going to allow him or basically force him to proc energy vulnerability debuffs, inequity's great. Go for it. So, yep, we crushed these guys. PBT, 9-1, was it? I think we're rolling into the next war here, and this is my mastery setup. I think this is the Spot and Rintrah, or I'm sorry, Spot and Mangog war, where I just have 2 fights, Spot on 5A, and then Rintrah on the level 2 AoE mini. We got Resonate, I got Inequity, Max Deep Wounds, and then I went 2 in Petrify Mastery there. And yeah, so this was awful. Like this blade fight, this blade versus Spot here is just one of my worst blade fights. And you know, this, I'm watching this, I'm like, oh, what is this level 2? Brr. Well, after much dueling, you know, one of these towards the end here, I back up, I'm trying to swipe back, and I end up, you know, doing a dash back intercept into a light, when I was actually, it was supposed to be a dash back, you know, and catch him with a level 2 to intercept his dash in. But ultimately what you can't do here is against Spot. Now Blade is almost automatic for Spot. He's fantastic. And he does bypass this node despite the force of will because he is Dimensional Being. And Blade's danger sense ignores any ability, accuracy, immunity from Dimensional Beings. So it's going to supersede this force of will. But what you can't do against Spot is, and the AI tries to catch me because they're kind of stingy. You can, you know, if you watch this video, I know I'm talking through it, but you can see that he's reluctant to dash in. And what you don't want to do is throw Blade's level 2 with like 15 hits into Spot's block, because you don't want to do it. It's going to basically give him tons of his Spot, whatever they are, charges, and he's going to go untouchable. So this is why I'm so reluctant to, right there, that was supposed to be a level 2. That was supposed to be a dash back and intercept him with my level 2 as he dashes in, and I just slipped and I hit him with a punch anyway. Yeah, this right here, that's nice. All those ruptures, right? So I'm just basically just kind of holding steady. I only have one fight with him, so it doesn't matter how this goes as long as it's solo. And it is a solo. So, but yeah, I was like, damn, that was ugly as hell. But yeah, so the takeaway there is don't throw Blades level 2. Well, there's 2 actually. Don't throw Blades level 2 into Spot's block at all, and don't throw his level 2 into Spot when he is untouchable. Because, now granted, he's Blade, and a lot of those ruptures, either he quick removed or they never procced on him in the first place, but he can and will get a lot of ruptures. So, mind those 2 things. And don't play like that. That was bad. So yeah, Mangog here. Mangog. This guy, I've taken this guy, I don't know, 30 plus times over years. Back in ISO, and even before that, maybe. I've taken him a lot with She-Hulk. A lot. And I think I've died once. All of them have been solos except maybe 2, but I'm pretty sure it's just the one time. L1 start. That wasn't supposed to be a dash-in, but it was, and luckily I snagged him. I didn't get parried. But L1 start, Mr. Fantastic, Petrified pre-fight is a must, and really you do need the power sticks. It's not a must, although the pre-fight is, but that power sting does help a whole lot. And what I have concluded, also with this, check everything. Have my mastery set up, boosted to the frickin' moon, but my dumb ass forgot to turn off Dex. And you want to turn Dex off. You don't have to turn it off, but you really want to turn it off. That's why I took that level 1 to the face, because normally when he does that right there, I parry that first hit, or evade, right? Retreat. Without Dex, you can still evade that. Dodge, I should say. And you're fine. But because I had Dex, I didn't want to risk it, because you do not want to trigger MD, because if he gets that level 2, it is game over. So yeah, turn Dex off if you're using She-Hulk. And well, I mean, I've kind of concluded that I think suicides for She-Hulk, not a big proponent of suicides, almost never use them, but I think that it's ideal for her there, because it's going to allow you to really maximize her science boosts, and just finish the fight faster, which is the whole idea there. But yeah, so Sålty, these guys, man, 13-2 it was not their best showing at all. But it's pretty solid for us. 2 deaths. I mean, yeah, it's pretty good, guys. Pretty good. Yeah, and so we'll go into this third war now, DSVG. This is the one that was, yeah, they blundered this, and the freaking attack global prowess is back to like pre-season levels, where it just blows up and they go to level 3 almost immediately if you crit them a few times. So I've removed deep wounds. What do I have in this? Yeah, inequity. I didn't have resonate, and that is because of Domino on path 2B, because resonate is never a good idea against Domino, because she will crit fail you nonstop. So yeah, these are, I did 20, 15 here, 20 green, 15 red, 15 orange. Dialed it down a bit, didn't want to use a 30% because, this war was shot. I mean, it was a shot. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure DSVG did not want to win this anyway, because they don't want to increase war rating, whereas we do. So yeah, it's unfortunate, especially because I think the result Kabam is going to go with, or the fix, they're going to fix this, right? But like, they're going to bump everyone up on a rewards tier for Masters placement, which is not fair for us. I mean, everyone else is going to love it, but like, when you're at the top, you got nowhere else to go. So it's like, okay, well, so other people get Masters rewards, rank 1, I guess, right? I don't know. I don't know how it's going to work, but it seems unfair. Anyway, so we're going to just play this like, a normal war. Not the best play with Nimrod, but even with, slightly less boosting, he still he crushes. You can take all kinds of hits to the face. Doesn't really matter. Wags only for the debuff, the lack of debuff on the parry, so that you can just keep his power a little lower. But yeah, this is, you know, straightforward. He's bleed immune, parry to stack these armors, and throw the level 2. That's the plan here. Placebo's irrelevant because he's not a mystic, so it just doesn't matter. He went all the way to get back to armor phase, or yeah, that was a late heavy, real slow. Yeah, that's good. Let's carry. So we're in good shape now. We'll throw this. That does not kill him, so we're going to have to go back to work. Get back to work. We want to go ahead and get him to throw this so that his power is low when I activate reverb again. And then we go right into the level 2. So despite making, you know, having an unclean fight, still super safe, very straightforward solo. Yeah, Wong. Oh, Wongers here. Wongers. And Titania about to go right back to work. Yeah, Titty. She is, she's great for these lanes. I've taken Wong, man. Between last season and this season, I think I've taken Wong like 4 or 5 times on various nodes. She's definitely great for him. Just kind of play around the unstoppable a bit if you're holding block. Yeah, come at me, bro. Right there. Now it's going to go on cooldown. Now we can just bait it out. And, you know, you can parry Wong here. It's not like 2A first node. This you definitely parry. Wow. Dash in. There we go. And she can wake up intercept Wong. So that's awesome because She-Hulk, dude, can't do it. Unsafe. Let's go for another one. No? Yeah, we're going for the level 3 here. I could have gone into level 3 right here. It would have been fine, but I want to go ahead and bait this level 1 out just for shits and grins. I'd probably bait another one out too. Like right here, I think I do another heavy. Bait this one out, and then no, I go around to all 3. Okay. What? Debuff shower. Let's just punish him right into the oblivion. Titania. Lady. What we get? 105, minute and 5 with 20% boosts. She's pretty consistent, you know, she's pretty consistent. Oh, look at Wong. He's like, oh, take that. Sacrifice my sanctum. He puts that, you know, whatever it is, the where you gain a bar of power, or the opponent gains a bar of power. The next one she faces, but that was her last fight, so the joke's on Wong. Joke's on Wong. This was fun here. Immediately take hits to the face, and didn't use a no one start because this is a forgotten war. But despite all that, and I didn't heal up, as you can see. So I'm in bad shape with your health right there because she could definitely throw a level 1 and convert all my buffs into shock, and I'd probably be dead. Or if not, very, very close. So good on me for holding down that block punch. I'm going to throw this level 2 right into her face. And it does kill her. Oh yeah. And I think that was it. I think that's it. Yeah. Only 4 fights I had. Still soloed with those 20%. 20% green. And yeah. So again, this war didn't count. But still fun nonetheless. Treated it as such. Treated it like it was a normal war. Yeah, so we'll see you guys in the next one. We got 3 more wars, and then that's season. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.